So Kelsey and I got tickets to the Beef Initiative down in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's only about 2.5 hours from my house. So we're gonna drive down there and really kind of see what this is all about. The tickets we got gets us an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is mostly beef, and that beef is from local producers in the area, and I'm assuming it's also producers from all over the country. So we're super excited about that. And from my understanding, Dr. Shawn Baker, Dr. Ken Berry, and Dr. Kiltz are all supposed to be down there, and they're supposed to be guest speakers for this beef initiative as well. Dr. Shawn Baker, he's actually one of the reasons I started Carnivore, because back when I got sick, he was one of the first people and one of the only people that was really talking about and touting a carnivore diet. And obviously, just like everybody else, I thought he was stupid. I thought he was like basically on a fast track to an early death. But if it wasn't for him standing up for it back then, I may not have ever heard about it. And him, Ken Berry, and Dr. Kiltz, they're just a wealth of knowledge, so it's going to be cool to see what they have to say. But first things first, we're going to eat this morning. I'm keeping it super basic, super simple this morning. I'm literally taking my ground beef, still frozen, throwing it in my cast iron skillet, and I'm just going to cook it that way. All right, this is breakfast. I wasn't joking. This is my frozen ground beef. This is 75/25. I'm throwing it in this cast iron skillet. I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to cook it just like that. All right, and because I don't leave anything to chance, my parents are going to be watching my dog for me today because we're going to be gone all day. So I went ahead and prepped her food. So in this bowl, I have exactly what she would always eat. I've got some chicken in here, some chicken leg quarters, chicken gizzards, and chicken feet. And then I've got another bowl that has some cooked meat that I had left over. I just cooked this up for her last night. So when they get here, probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock this evening, they're going to give this to her. There's no excuse whatsoever to give her kibble. She's going to eat exactly the same food she does every single day. Got this thing loaded down with some ice packs. There's going to be a ton of local farms down there, so really hoping to stock up. We're going to see what we come back with, but I'm hoping it's going to be a whole lot of beef. Alright, so again, we don't leave anything to chance. So we made some beef jerky last night, made this on the dehydrator. Just took a couple hours, very thinly sliced beef, and it's about a 5-hour round trip drive, so we're taking this just in case we get hungry. Now we are going to do the Cattleman's Feast, so it's an all-you-can-eat buffet of meat, which is going to be fantastic, so it should fill us up, but just in case. And then I've got some pink Himalayan salt, which we will take in with us and put this on our steak. Can't go without this because usually they have table salt. And I got a stick of butter in case I'm craving some extra fat. So that's how we're traveling. It's about 2.5 hours down, so we're going to get on the road and see what we find. I guess we're totally new to this, so it's going to be a brand new experience.
You're sitting here at the beginning of the war mapping of what it looks like for all of us to gather over target and protect the pieces we need to, build the models we need to, make the options for people to step in and take the choices that bring our food supply hyper-local and don't control us, because if they control the food, they control the people.
You got people like Bill Gates who's trying to monopolize everything that he's ever touched in his lifetime. There's a war on the American rancher, there's a war on food, and it's really a war on the American people. And it's taking away their freedom to choose who they get their food from, where they get their food from, and what they eat. It started decades ago when we had the dietary guidelines that came out that told you not to eat beef. Saturated fat was bad for you. And then what we saw an explosion in chronic disease in this country and in the world. I'm happy to be up here with some gentlemen that look like they know what to eat, and ladies. But it started then, and now they're using climate change. They're saying climate change is, cattle are bad for the environment. They're causing disaster to happen, impending disaster. Well, you know, I've been around a few years, and when I was a kid in high school, they were predicting an ice age, and then flooding, and then this and that, and nothing has ever happened. But they're using this to scare people, just like they did with the, and I wrote a paper on this over a year ago regarding mRNA and vaccines in livestock, and they're trying to get everybody to accept it. And how they're doing it is they're doing it through fear. And they've come up with highly pathogenic avian influenza, except it's not highly pathogenic in human beings, although they're doing their best through gain-of-function research and serial passage to make it that way. And that's we have to, we have to call for an end of gain-of-function research and serial passage because they will produce another pandemic. The CDC, ex-CDC Director Robert Redfield said the next great pandemic would be the result of gain-of-function research. So they're really coming after us because they want to control every part of our life. They found it hard to control the American rancher, even though they created these monopolies or allowed these monopolies to be created that make it highly unprofitable to be a rancher. And that's why we're losing cattle ranchers left and right. And thank God we've got organizations like the Beef Initiative that is speaking out and trying to bring a light to this subject and let people know that there is good healthy beef out there, but you just have to go out and meet a rancher and shake his hand and buy directly from the rancher. And in essence, you're helping the rancher make a living, but you're also helping yourself, so you'll have a lasting and abundant and safe food supply.
One of our biggest threats right now in the United States is a national security issue, is having market access to our own food supply. This is what the general public cannot understand. Whenever you have somebody like Dr. Brooke Miller, past president of the U.S. Cattlemen's Association, a family practitioner, multi-generational doctor, multi-generational rancher, that's something you pay attention to. So if this is a national security issue, why is nobody paying attention? Well, they don't know how to basically get that information. So Brooke just said, go shake a rancher's hand. It means a lot. It means about developing a relationship with content that you can understand that's coming from the source. Not some media thing, something telling you that everything's okay, because it's not okay, folks. Look at our metabolic markers in this country. We are basically now under metabolic failure as a country. That is a national security issue as well. You do not have a healthy nation if you do not have healthy people. So how do we get healthy people? Dr. Brooke Miller, Dr. Kim Berry, Zane Griggs. You have this type of collaboration. You got this big old boy over there shaking his hand. He's going to knock back some Tomahawk ribeyes. That's the type of content you need to be consuming, because he's basically tagging every rancher that he eats a Tomahawk from. This is how we change the game. This is how we turn pop culture on its head. This is how we take over our own national security of self. Nothing else is going to save you, as we just heard. This is up to us. This is up to collaboration. In the United States cattle industry, we were taught to compete against each other. We're not doing that anymore in the Beef Initiative. This is one big collaboration. So thank you, Brooke.
Hang iron, flat iron, shank, skirt, ribeye, bone in, bone out, with or without fries, medium rare, all the way to well done. Ham, Monica, Catalow, I love everyone. Beef, beef, I love the beef. I have some beef jokes.
Go ahead. Hit one of them.
Where do baby cows go for lunch?
Where?
The cafeteria.
That's funny.
Well, so these, we actually killed 5 steers to provide all the tomahawks for tonight. All of these are going to grade upper 2/3 choice to prime. They've got a 21-day dry age on them.
Everybody's seen Shawn Baker eat a lot of beef, right? Can you doubt this man's intentionality? Look at him. He came in, I think, last night, right, Shawn? All right. Who's got the timer? All right, countdown, 5. All right, who's going to win this contest?
Heidi! Team Heidi!
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Okay, who wants to ask a question? Seriously, we're not just going to stare at them like they're under glass.
If you want the people that are effing you over with your health to continue to be in power, keep giving them money, all right? So give these guys the money. I mean, they're working hard. They don't want to. They're not out there, profiting from your illness. And the same thing with the healthcare system. So we get to vote every day, and I think that's something that until you realize that, make that decision, things will not change. And great, I hope whatever politician gets in office and does something, but we have the most power to move markets, and that is how things are going to change. Real change is going to happen by millions of us getting together and saying, we're tired of this crap, we're not going to support it anymore. Anyway, I'm going to eat some more steak.
Knew that I needed to do was look at food the way that I was taught by my grandparents. This is how they used to eat. They used to eat animal protein. They didn't have a bunch of centralized, nefarious medical advice. Just what Dr. Shawn Baker said, man, nobody's going to save you. If you're tired of getting rug pulled through your medical, through your food, well, quit validating it, for one.
Generations into your family tree. I don't care what you think your religion is or what you think your ethnicity is. Your people ate beef if you go back far enough. They ate large ruminant animals that they all got together with spears and rocks and arrows and slings, and they killed the damn thing, and then they cut it up and cooked it and ate it.